All right, this is Unit 9, Lesson 5. We have 3 learning targets today. I can relate polygons and circles. I can identify the center, radius, and diameter of a circle. And I can use those, the center, radius, and diameter, to construct a circle or to make a circle. We're going to start with vocabulary today. You have 3 vocabulary words to write down. Your first one is center. Please draw the example. The point that is the same distance from every point on the circle. So it's that middle dot of the circle that is called the center. Your second vocabulary word is radius. This is a line segment that connects the center of a circle to any point on that circle. It's also the length of that line segment. So this red line segment is called the radius. And it's the point from the center to the edge of the circle at any point. So this is also a radius, and that's also a radius. And those will all be the same length. Your next word is diameter. This is a line segment that goes all the way across a circle, and it goes through the center point. It has to go through the center. And it's also the length of that. So to find the diameter, we need to know how long is that red line. Again, the diameter has to go through the center point. Oops. And it has to go all the way across. So radius just goes to the center and out. Diameter goes all the way across. All right, next we're going to look at page 357. We're going to review polygons. Okay, polygons are closed shapes that have straight line segments in them. So, number 1, what do we call that one? It's called a square. Number 2 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides, so we call that an octagon. Number 3 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sides, so we call that a decagon. 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sides, so that's a dodecagon. Alright, so as we add more sides or more angles to these polygons, so as we get from 4 sides to 8 sides to 10 sides to 12, what happens to the angles? So what happens, so here we have like a 90-degree angle, then we have bigger than 90. What do you notice? Well, the angles are getting bigger and bigger. Okay. All right, so as these sides continue to smooth out or create that curved line around the outside of a regular polygon, what do we call that? We call it a circle. Okay, so we just wrote down the definitions, but a line segment joining the center of a circle to any point on its perimeter is called the radius. So this dotted line right here is a radius. This dotted line's a radius. This dotted line's a radius. Okay, the center is the point in the middle of our circle. That length is also called the radius of the circle. Okay. A line segment drawn through the center of a circle, all the way through the center, is called its diameter. It is the length, is also called diameter of the circle. Okay, so it says, what is the radius of the circle? So we need to take a ruler and we need to measure from here to here. All right, so if you can see my ruler here, from the center of that circle is about to the edge is about 2 centimeters. So we're going to write, 2 centimeters. The diameter is all the way across. So if I take my ruler and I go all the way across, that is just about 4 centimeters, which makes sense because this radius going that way and that radius going that way should equal this 2 times that, so that would be 4. Okay, so how can you help the radius help you draw a circle? Well, it's the same point, it's the same distance away from the center at every point. For example, if I had a point and I wanted to draw a circle, well, I would measure 2 centimeters this way, okay, 2 centimeters this way, 2 this way, 2 this way, and then I could draw my circle. All right, so we have one more vocabulary word, so you're going to go back to your vocabulary book. We have circumference. This is the distance around a circle. So you can see here the distance around a circle all the way around. And we also have another word called pi, P-I. This is a special number equal to the circumference of a circle divided by its diameter. So circumference is the number around, diameter is the number across, okay? So if you divide, or that should be equal. So pi can be represented by the symbol pi and is approximately 3.14. Alright, so moving on, now we're going to look at circumference. So the curved line around the edge or perimeter of a circle is called its circumference. The length of that line is also the circumference of the circle. So again, the circumference is this part of the circle. If you divide the circumference by its diameter, you always get the same number. So if I divide this number by this number, you will always get pi. Okay, so it's written with the Greek letter, which looks like this. So if you just draw 2 lines with a line over the top, or sometimes you'll see it like that, that means pi. Pi is equal to 3.14, or 22 divided by 7. So if you know the product and one factor of any division, how can you find the other product, or the other factor? So if you know c divided by d equals pi, you also know that pi times diameter equals circumference. So if you know the diameter of a circle and you know pi, how can you find the circumference of the circle? You're going to multiply the diameter times pi. So the general equation for finding the circumference of a circle is pi times diameter, or diameter times pi. All right, number 13. You are going to do this on your own. You're going to label each of the parts of the circle, and then you're going to raise your hand to get a star. So if you need the vocabulary, go back to look at your vocabulary book or rewind the video. Then we're moving on to homework today. Okay, use a compass or a piece of paper to draw 2 different sized circles. Okay, so start with your center, and then you want to measure them out so that you have 2 sized circles. So if I make one and then the other, then you're going to label both of these circles. You're going to label 4 pieces. So you're going to label the center, the radius, diameter, and circumference. Then measure the diameter of each circle in centimeters. So you need a ruler to measure today. Okay, then explain how to calculate the circumference of your circles. That is on the page right before this. So if you forget, go back to look at that page. Number 3 says estimate the circumference of each circle if pi equals 3. So you're not doing 3.14, but you're going to do 3. So remember to find circumference. You wrote how to find it up here. So use that formula to find the answers to the 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so you're doing pi times diameter. Okay, and you're using pi as 3. Back side is the remembering side. Again, you need to use scratch paper to solve these so you can line up your numbers. See, make sure that the bigger number is on top when you're solving. Okay. Then you have some area problems at the bottom. And then you have write your own multi-step word problem about measurement. So something similar to 10, 11, and 12. So you're doing all on both sides, and then you're working on IXL.